Good morning everybody, how are we all? It's Sunday the 3rd of August 2025. I'm at work in my cab. Like I told you the other day, Rose is away for the weekend, so I thought I'd pop into London, see a few people. I was here yesterday as well, but there was nothing really to show you, you know. I was hoping for a few protests so I could show you a few flags, but yesterday the protests had a day off, which is unusual for a Saturday, very unusual. But I thought I'd quickly catch up with you. Well, as you know, Sunday is jab day for me, so when I get home tonight I'm looking forward to that lovely needle. I feel I've had a couple of days this week where I felt hungry where I've not felt hungry before, so I think maybe things are slowing down. I only lost a pound last week. I know it's a pound is a pound, and I just feel like I maybe need a little bit of a boost. I've been on the 2.5 milligrams now for 6 weeks. I must say, if you made it through my other video that I released a couple of days ago, that was quite an epic 25 minutes job. I'm not going to make this one that long. That was a one-off. Just wanted to give people an insight. You know, if you didn't see it the other day and you're new to Mounjaro, have a little look. I'll leave a link on at the end of the video so you can have a look at that one. It's things I wish I'd have known at the beginning that I know now. Very useful tips. Well, I think they're useful, hopefully you will too. Just before I go, some people like to see where I am and what I'm doing. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can have a look. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll actually jump out my cab so you can see what's behind me. Just a little sight of London where I am, just part of my usual daily life. Hold on 1 second. This might feel a bit strange because I've got to move. It's still quite early in the day, it's about 11:30, but there's, as you can see, there's lots and lots of people around. But if you look behind me, it's all going on here. Got a bit of the old London bus going past, the hop-on bus, but it's a little old Ferris wheel there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's where I am today. Just out here trying to earn a couple of pounds to pay for my Mounjaro. Now, this is just a little glimpse of what it's like to be me on a daily basis. I'm just driving along now down Oxford Street. On the left hand side, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a shop there called Selfridges. Now, they don't just sell fridges, you can buy anything in there. In fact, I'm not even sure if they sell fridges, but it's a huge, world famous store in London. And you can see here on the left hand side there's a row of taxis there, all waiting to pick people up to take them wherever they want to go, which basically is my job. But I'm just going to drive you down here for a couple of 100 yards just so you can see what London looks like on a Sunday. It's fabulous, isn't it? I'm sure you'd love to come, and please do. If you're not from London, please come to London, come and have a look. You might even meet me one day. You never know your luck. Oh, there you are. Right, I thought you was over here, but I didn't know where you was. I was looking around, couldn't find you. Anyway, do you want to come with me? You coming? Morning guys, how are we all doing? Hope you enjoyed the little bit of video I showed you the other day in London. Today I'm back on my favourite walk, so you can come with me, have a look, see what's going on. I want to check up on the Appletree, see if that's okay. You had a good weekend, everyone? I hope so. You all been good? Behaved yourselves, not ate too much? Moved a little bit if you can? Good. Right. First thing I want to talk to you about is something that's come up from my video from last week. I said on my video about exercise, and I wasn't thinking straight really. I was a bit too pushy, shouldn't have said what I said. What I was saying was about exercise and the fact we should go out there and do 3,000 steps, 5,000 steps, 10,000 steps. Just, you know, get out there and do some exercise. What I wasn't thinking about was some of you guys that are on Mounjaro are in a condition where you can't get out because of the amount of weight you've got. And I wasn't thinking straight, and I apologise for you. I just wasn't thinking. I do understand that some people can't actually exercise, and that must be very frustrating for you. but just do whatever you can. If it's literally, there's a lady that messaged me, wonderful lady, name's Barbara, and said when she first started on Mounjaro, all she could do was really lift her arms. But now she's really into it, and she's improved a lot. So if you are in the same position as what Barbara was, then do that. Just move your arm. Just do anything you can just to move that little bit extra than what you used to do. I think anything helps rather than just staying the same. You know, just wear yourself out in whichever way you can. And again, apologies for last week if I upset anybody. Really wasn't meaning to do that at all. Now, I've made a decision this week on something which I thought of right at the very beginning. It's been sort of forced on me, really. Basically, what it was, when I first started on Mounjaro, I thought it'd be great if I could lose 1.5 stone, maybe 2 stone, just to get myself back in order. Now, because I lost 1.5 stone in the first 4 weeks, I've actually adjusted my target. I know that sounds a bit cheeky, really, but I think, well, I can do this thing, and I've now changed my target from losing 1.5 stone to actually to go and try and lose 3.5 stone, which I would never have dreamt of losing that much before, but I'm now thinking 3.5 stone will get me down to 14.5, which I think is a very reasonable weight to get to. I don't want to be any lighter than that. That's perfect for me. I think that will be my optimum weight for somebody my size. I'm 5'11" tall, 14.5. I think my recommendation is to be about 12.5, but that to me will just be too thin. I don't want to go that far. I just want to be a healthy weight. 14.5 stone sounds great. So that's what I'm doing now. That is my new target. And I'm hoping by maybe Christmas time, I could be close to that, but obviously there are other things coming up which might change that slightly, but that's my target by Christmas. Have any of you decided that your original weight target was not actually what you want to get to, but that was like a first thing you thought, yep, that'll do, I'll do that, and then changed to something higher? Or is it just me? I don't know. But I now have this bigger vision that I want to get to a different level. Just before I started recording today, I had a message come through from YouTube from one of my lovely YouTube family. A lady, she calls herself HB Housewife. I'm going to call her Hibby rather than HB. So hi Hibby, thank you for the message. Now what she said was something I found an actual eye-opener for me, and I'm thinking, yes, that could work. She was talking about food, which we all talk about all the time, but more specifically about the size of plate we use. Now, I don't know about you, but when I have my dinner, on my plate, my dinner doesn't look very big now because I'm not having as much food as I used to. What she says that she's doing now, which to me sounds like a great idea, is to have smaller plates. So you're still having a smaller portion, but because your plate looks full up, in your mind, psychologically, you're thinking that yes, I've still got a full-size dinner. And that may well help people, you know. And I'm going to go out and buy some plates tomorrow, some smaller plates, just for that, you know. It sounds like a great idea, so thank you for that, Hibby. Has anybody else done that with the smaller plate syndrome? No, I don't know if syndrome is the right word. The smaller plate technique, has anyone else tried that? It does sound ingenious. So Hibby, thank you for that one. We're going to go with that one, definitely in the London taxi driver Paul's house. So I don't know if I've even mentioned it. I always seem to do this now. I get halfway through my videos and forget to mention who I am. I'm Paul the London cab driver. I'm on my Mounjaro journey. I'm trying to do at least one video every week. I've actually probably done 2 a week for the last 4 weeks and talking too much. But I'm glad you could come and join me. If it's your first time joining me, then welcome. Hopefully you'll subscribe and become one of the lovely listeners, one of my lovely family. If you come back again for another go, then thanks for doing that as well. I really appreciate you coming back. At the beginning of this video, when I was talking to you, I was in London at work on Sunday morning. Since then, in Sunday evening, I had my next jab, which was another 2.5 milligrams. And the next morning, sorry, it's going to turn around, I've got someone following me. And the next morning, I done my weigh-in. And again, on this weigh-in, the same as last week, I'm only £1 down. I know it's only £1, but I should be very pleased with that, but I wonder if it should be higher than that. So, I'm sort of very much trying to make a decision now whether to go up slightly in dosage, of having 2.5 milligrams on a Sunday, and then half of that dose again on maybe a Wednesday, just to keep my levels up. That's not a definite thing yet. I'm trying to decide on what to do there. Perhaps you guys can let me know what you're thinking. Is losing £1 a week enough to justify being on Mounjaro? I'm not sure. I'm trying to work that out in my head if it is. I sort of half think yes it is, and then half think no, I don't know. So you tell me please in the comments if you could put down what sort of pushed you to go up to the next level or a slightly higher level of dosage on Mounjaro. Was there an initial thing, or was it just because it was 4 weeks and you think, right, okay, it's time to go up now? Oh, excuse me 1 second, there's my friend. How you doing, Mrs. Jones? You okay? Why are you laying on the floor? I'm just having a nice time. Okay, it's not very good weather for sunbathing, Mrs. Jones. I'll catch up with you soon. She's such a lovely lady. I talk to her all the time. I've got a little worry of something coming up soon. In about four and a bit weeks' time, me and my lovely wife Rose are going on holiday. We're going to Montenegro. Never been there before, it's somewhere new for us. We always like to go somewhere different each time, you know. We think, well, we haven't got long left on this planet, we want to see as much as we can, so we go different places. So we're going to Montenegro. We go with our friends on holiday. We have done for the last couple of years. Lovely couple. Well, she's lovely, but he's a bit of a pain, you know. I don't mean that. He turns into my drinking partner, which is odd. Mainly because I don't drink at all during the year unless I'm at a function or a weekend away or on holiday. And then during those times, I drink far too much. And my pal Liam, who we go with, he drinks like a true traditional, I'm going to say, no, I can't think of a word that's not derogatory to anybody, but he likes a drink, yeah? So, not all the time, usually just weekends. He's not an alcoholic, don't get me wrong. He's probably been labelled as an alcoholic, but he's not an alcoholic. He just enjoys a drink at weekends, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But when I'm with him, I drink as much as he does. Now, that's a concern for me, really, with being on Mounjaro. Is that going to mess things up? Because I don't want to mess up our holiday, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil all the hard work that we're doing now. So I'm a little bit worried about it. We want to be healthy, you know. When we booked this holiday back in the day, we thought there was no hope for us and we were going to just stay as we are. But now, with the lovely Mounjaro helping us, we've changed things and we want to change our lives and move on. So, you know, it's just something that's coming up soon and I'm a bit concerned about. So, what have you guys done? There must be so many of you that have already been on holiday this year that are on Mounjaro. How did you cope with the all-inclusive side of things? Did it throw your diet out completely, or did you have a workaround? What did you do? It's so easy when you're there and there's a constant supply of food and drinks. What do you do? Let me know in the comments, please, guys. I'd love to hear from you. It'd be, you know, really good to know. Right, I'm just coming up now to the old lovely Appletree. So I'm going to see, make sure, a bit of a quick check, make sure it's okay. What do you think? How'd they look to you? They're good, aren't they? They are good apples. Now look, if I stand that way around, you can see them behind me then, rather than me taking up the whole picture. Look, lovely apples. Right, that's enough apple talk. Last thing I want to talk to you about before I let you go is my weigh-in on Monday morning. I think I might have said anyway, but basically I've gone from 16 stone 6 down to 16 stone 5, so it's another loss of the pound. And as I said, I'm still thinking about whether to take another half jab on Wednesday. Let me know your thoughts on that. I know it's another pound off, and if you look at the bigger picture, then yes, we're aiming in the right direction. We're not putting weight on, so that's got to be good. I feel like my face seems smaller, thinner. I hope it's not smaller, because that means my brain's shrinking, and that's not a good thing. I know I can take protein from muscles, but I'm not sure what I can do for my brain. And so yes, there's progress there, but is that enough? Tell me what you think. You know, I'm very much open on this one. I don't want to sort of rush into boosting up my doses like I've told you before. Sorry, it's a bit windy today. I hope you can still hear me okay. So let me know what you think, you know, and thanks very much for coming out with me again today. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of London we saw earlier, and that's it. I'm not going to keep you anymore, so thank you. And if you've not hit subscribe already, hit it now. I'm Paul the London cab driver, out here trying to do a thing, make my life better. Thank you for joining me. Love you all. Bugger. There's Eric there. Eric the Scarecrow. Hello, Eric.
Hello, how are you doing? Been out here in the rain for days.
I don't know why Eric is from Scotland, but he's quite a grumpy old scarecrow. Other varieties are available, don't have to be Scottish. Now, this is a very serious message for Nat. Nat, I know I spoke about needles with babies. Please don't dig your next door neighbour's baby with a needle. It's not appropriate. And it's not something I recommend, so please don't do that.